and welcome to the Lawrence County Football Show. And wow, after last week, lot to talk about. First of all, our prayers and thoughts go out to the young fella in Laurel who received an injury, and we wish and pray for his speedy recovery. Now, let's get to what's going on this week. Well, the Newcastle Red Hurricane are facing a tough foe at Taggart Stadium, the South Fayette Lions. Now, the Lions of recent have a very storied type of history, as they've been very successful in the football arena. Now, how have the Lions fared previous to their facing the Canes? Well, they had a 34-33 loss to USC. That's Upper St. Clair. And then a 35-7 win over Beaver. Now, as you look at the Canes, and the Canes definitely had the rougher going on the schedule. The 33-19 loss to Shaler, kind of deceptive, as the Canes still making a few adjustments, and the Canes had every possibility to win the game except for those turnovers, part of the game, and penalties. And then the Canes went down to Montour and got a win, 17-11. I happen to think Montour a little tougher foe than Beaver. So this looks to be a very tight game up at Taggart Stadium. If you can't get out to the game, definitely tune in to NCTV45. You're not going to want to miss this one. Now, elsewhere, and let's talk about the Union Scotties. The Scotties out to a 35-20 win, and then dropped a 24-0 loss to Cornell. Now, people don't realize the type of program Cornell has. Very good, located around that Montour school district area, and good football comes out of there. Well, this week it's Stowe Rocks. Now, Stowe Rocks coming up with a loss to Southside, 28-26, and a loss to Sacred Heart. So this will be a truly difficult matchup in two ways. The Scotties face a must-win as they continue through the schedule, and Stowe Rocks also facing that must-win with one loss in the conference. So this becomes a very, very important game, and the game at Union High School. Now, so maybe the ghost of Sox will be looking down and bless the Scotties with that win. Now, we're going to delve a little bit further in this first segment, and let's talk about the Neshannock Lancers. The Lancers, they're facing the Mohawk Warriors. Now, this is the tale of two teams going in two different directions. Neshannock with a 49-21 loss, and, then a loss to Riverside, 45-14. Now, on the other side, you have Mohawk, and they came up with a win against Laurel and then New Brighton. This game at Mohawk High School, look for the Warriors to be on the warpath. It will be a great contest. Now, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this timeout.
Come dine with us, come dine today. If you could use some real good food, there's a place not far away. If you could use a drink or two, or a place to go and play, come to Gallows Italian Villa today.
Yes, friends, Chilella and Carney Floral Designs is alive and well in Newcastle. Owner and designer Stephen Doherty and his staff have a special motto: we love what we do, and it shows in every area of the business. Stop by their pleasant Southside store at 1006 South Mill Street. Chilella and Carney has been there for the community with quality and service since 1943. You can go to the website chilellaandcarney.com or call 724-652-8412.
And we're back, and of course, you have to start taking a look at the Shenango Wildcats. Well, the Wildcats in their first game had a 35-20 loss to Union, and then last week, wow, ran into the Freedom Bulldogs, and it was 63-0. This week, Shenango taking on Western Beaver, and Western Beaver coming up with a win against Summit Academy, and that was a 30-0 win, and then a loss to Southside, 35-15. Now, a couple things to look at. Southside losing to Western Beaver, and if we go back and take a look, we talked about Western Beaver and their schedule against, and I believe it was, they're taking on Union against Cornell, and Southside winning against Stowe Rocks, okay, and then Southside losing to Western Beaver. This is going to be an interesting time for the Wildcats, because the Wildcats, after their Union game, did not fare well against Freedom, and now they're going to take on a tough Western Beaver team that's been battle tested. The game at Western Beaver, always a tough trip, a tough place to play. We wish the Cats the best, and good luck, that being a Saturday game. Now, as we come up on the Laurel Spartans, Laurel losing the first game 28-12 to Mohawk, and then the loss in the second game 26-14. They're taking on Bishop Canavan. Now, Bishop Canavan had a loss to Carleton 34-7 and a win against Avella 40-18. This may be Laurel's breakout game. Okay, I think emotions are going to be riding high for their fellow player, and I look for this to be a very emotional game at Laurel High School, and look for the Spartans to be able to put in a quality performance. Now, as we continue through, we were talking about Mohawk earlier, and Mohawk taking on Neshannock, 2 wins, 2 losses, and this game out at Mohawk. It's been a while since Mohawk's been able to make some thunder out there, and as you look down the schedule, this is going to be a tune-up game, because the next 2 games are Freedom and Western Beaver for the Warriors. They can't afford to look ahead. They have to put a good game under their belt here and hope that as they continue through the schedule, it's going to get a little tougher. Their next game going to be at home against Freedom. They're going to need to win both of these 2 games to set up well in conference play. Now, we're going to take this break, and when we come back, 2 more teams to go on the Lawrence County Football Show.
The Cedars is a great restaurant with outstanding Mediterranean food. The Cedars takeout menu is second to none, featuring pizza, stromboli, hoagies, their famous lamb on the rod, and so much more. So when you're hungry and you want that Newcastle taste, make it Cedars. Now it's in Newcastle, 827 Addis Street on the east side, and all Cedars 724-658-9260. The Crane Room is a restaurant. The Crane Room is a bar. The Crane Room is a banquet facility. The restaurant will please you time after time with their diverse menu. Ask about their daily specials. See the menu at craneroom.com. The bar gives you an abundance of choices with 35 beers on tap and always changing. Their banquet services are always to perfection. The Crane Room, located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553.
We're back, folks, and now it's time to take a trip down to Elwood City and take a look at the Elwood City Wolverines. Now, first game, 41-0 loss to Beaver Falls, and let's not write too much about that, as the Tigers, very good team right down the road from the Wolverine. Now, their second loss came to a team in McKeesport, Sierra Catholic, 24-14. However, when you look at the score, the Wolverines were in the game. Now, on the other hand, they're going to be taking on New Brighton at New Brighton High School. Everybody that Elwood's playing is like, except with the Sierra Catholic game, is going to border them in some way, shape, or form. Well, New Brighton has two losses. They lost 42-18 to Rochester and also lost to Mohawk. Look for the Wolverines to break out this game, and they should be able to post a win and potentially set themselves up for a couple wins, as they will then go to play Freedom. Now, their games with Freedom and Western Beaver are both on the road. With Neshannock and Western Beaver are both on the road. But the Freedom game is at Lincoln High School. And this would be a great win on the road against New Brighton to get themselves back in and on the winning track. Now, as we look to the north, it's the Wilmington Greyhounds. And the Greyhounds, and I'm going to call this an upset, 31-19 loss to Farrell. The Greyhounds are a much better team than that, and I think, judging from their win over Sharon, 42-12, and then the loss, 31-19, it looks like a dramatic turnaround. But now they're going to face a Northwestern team who is a 2-win team, and get this, Northwestern has beaten Greenville 19-12, and they beat Mercer 10-7. Now, Wilmington's going to have to come out, play their disciplined offense. I know they run a lot of wing T, and they're going to have that hammer defense to keep everything in check and get the win and get back on the winning track. This game at Wilmington, and then they're going to entertain Lakeview before they take on Conneaut, Ohio. So the Greyhounds have an excellent chance to turn around their fortunes and forget about the Farrell game, as it was just one of those things. Now, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Lawrence County Football Show. We bring it to you every week. We'll let you know who's playing where. Hopefully, you get out and watch some great high school football in Western Pennsylvania. We're in the middle of the West, so you could head north, you could head south, or stay right at home and watch the game on NCTV45. Now, hey, remember, we're available on anytime on your time. and broadcasting from the greatest castle in the world in the county of Lawrence. This has been the Lawrence County Football Show. Have a great weekend, everybody, and see you at the game.